Classic Hits, KDUZ. A very good morning to you. Joel Niemeyer here. And the MN Scorefeed Blitz now, as former Minnesota Vikings linebacker Chad Greenway joins us. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are we doing? It's a beautiful day today.
It is a gorgeous day, and one thing goes, we don't talk a whole lot in summertime about college sports. I wanted to spend a little bit of time there because there's not a lot usually going on. So when you were in college, when you were in Iowa, what were your summers used for? What did you want to get done in the summertime?
I was hoping you weren't going to ask me how to fix the NIL mess or any of the transfer portal messes. So I'm glad you stayed away from that, Joel. In summer, this time of year for summer, you'd always have a couple weeks off where you get to go home for summer break, and you'd go home and get to see your family and spend some time, and then you were right back to Iowa City, and we were training. So we had a full summer program, full slate of workouts, 5 days a week. Got a job in the summer, so it was always an early morning workout, get your stuff in, and then we'd have some afternoon Wednesday stuff called skills and drills, where you go out and kind of go through your linebacker drills and your movement. And the biggest thing for me, and I learned this in college from my coaches, was to always just really focusing on those things you need to improve on. For me, it was always getting off a block, striking, and getting some separation from blockers, and then getting down the line and making plays. And so for me, it was always just getting stronger, becoming more physical, really working on my hands and the technique, hand placement, and then everything in the football world is about speed. So just constantly working on quick twitch fibers and breaking them down. Hang clean, explosive movements, and just trying to improve in every way I could.
You mentioned getting away for a week or two. How important is that? Because to me, whether it's football or basketball or baseball or whatever the sport is, you kind of got to get away from it a little bit, get your mind right again. Because if your mind ain't right, it doesn't matter what you're practicing. You're probably not going to be living up to your full potential.
Yeah, I think it's just finding that motivation, right? And for when you go become a college athlete, at least in the football world, you get such few windows of time to get home and really get away from it. And this time after the school year's done, you kind of get through spring ball in the middle to end of April. You finish up school in May. You kind of finish your training and you get home for a couple weeks. And man, was that nice just to kind of see your folks, spend some time with your siblings, see some old high school friends, and just get back on the farm. For me, was just huge. Just a massive time. And my wife, at the time, she was a college athlete as well, so she had the same thing, is to get away and just kind of spend some time back home. And it kind of just lights that fire again, remotivates you for what's coming. And that's why I loved playing a fall sport, is kind of you come off summer and you are right into your season. So you get to build up all through the summer, come out prepped and ready to go, and maybe a little bit of an advantage, I think, in some ways over like a hoops season in college, because those hoop seasons are tough because you have 2 months of school before you kind of get into your year. This year, right, you're kind of thrown right into the season. It was just really nice.
If you're an incoming freshman, when do you come on campus, or when should you get on campus and start getting that chemistry, getting situated with the campus and all that other stuff academically and athletically?
Yeah, nowadays a lot of these big time recruits are going in, as early as possible. Some are doing early entry, leaving high school even in the December semester, finishing up and going to college. That kind of spring semester of their senior year of high school, which is just insane. I loved how it went for me. So I finished high school state track meet. I spent a few more weeks at home, and then I got down there for the summer, and that was nice to kind of get there early, get your feet wet. I think I did 2 or 3 weeks of workouts with the team. Kind of you kind of found your place, your lot in life. You found some really tight knit friends early on there, and you kind of got your feet wet where the campus was and where everything was, and then home for a month and then back, and then once you came back, it was training camp, and you're right into the thick of it. So for me, it was kind of get down there for a month of the summer leading up to the season. And nowadays things have changed, and that was 20 years ago, for Pete's sakes, already. And kids now are pretty much spending all summer down there. I see some of these girls that are committing to universities, or they're all summer they're working out and kind of preparing. And I think athletes these days are so much more prepared to play right away than I certainly was. So I think that's good to see. It's just kind of, you see the change, and as colleges become more of a business for these athletes, I think it's become more important for them to do that.
Chad's going to stick around our next segment. We're going to talk about more summertime sports, but we're going to skip the Twins this time. We're going to go to the Lynx. We'll talk about the Minnesota Lynx right after the break here on Classic Hits KDUZ. The MN Scorefeed Blitz on the air for you right now. I'm Joel. That is Chad Greenway. And Chad, one thing that you don't think summertime is usually for outdoor sports. Baseball, getting outside, doing some of that. But these Minnesota Lynx over the years, they've really made summertime their own, and it's been fun to go into that arena, even if it's going to be a warm day, a nice day outside, to go and watch a Lynx game can be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. I certainly go to a lot of Lynx games, obviously with my 4 daughters, so 3 of them in the hoops right now, and I'm hoping the 4th one will be as well. It's such a blessing for us to be able to have a WNBA team here, and not only that, but one that historically has been so good with an absolute Hall of Fame coach. So many Hall of Fame players that have come through. They do it right. I think I think when you go there and watch, the way they're supported every game. This year they're struggling so far off the gate, but you still see attendance, you still see people coming in the door, and for me, just to have that option for our girls is incredible. And to piggyback on that, our Minnesota Aurora now, a professional women's soccer team coming to town, have got just, I think, 4,000 to 5,000 people at every game so far, the home game. They've gotten off on the right foot, and I think when you win the fan base, right, there's so many girls soccer players in the metro and across the state that are into it. And never had that option before, and I just think you can see that with the attendance that there's a real fervor, and it's pretty exciting.
Well, it took a little while for the Lynx to get the crowds up. They had to start winning a little bit. They had, Lindsay Whalen and that group, when she first came to the Lynx, they kind of started that. And maybe the Aurora are the same way. Give them a year or two, let them build a program, and see if they can keep that fan base or even grow it.
Yeah, and I think the one thing that's always interesting is these professional sports teams. It comes down to money, right? And when the girls are getting these professional leagues, and you're getting attendance now, and people are coming to watch the games, there's real interest. And now will the corporate dollars follow? And that's what I think where the WNBA is, and they can really kind of make an impact of hey, we're putting people in the seats. These corporate dollars need to continue to come in, and I think love seeing behind women's sports because it's here to stay. It's here to stay. It's getting better and better. The product's better. The players are amazing. It's fun to watch. It's in some respects it's a better game. So I just think it's fun to see, and a guy with 4 daughters who they all love sports to some level, to have them be able to look up to somebody to say, I want to be like them, and I want to have this opportunity, and now have it be a real thing is so awesome.
Going back to the Lynx, it is Sylvia Fowles' last year. Can that be tough, whether it's basketball or your sport, football or whatever? If you've got a teammate that's had a fantastic career and they've said, nope, I'm done after this year. Can that be tough, knowing you have to try and win for this legend in their last year?
Yeah, is she a legend? My goodness. If you've never seen Sylvia Fowles play live, I highly recommend you do it before she retires. Just an incredible athlete, an absolute specimen. Just amazing what she's been able to accomplish. And you watch her live, you're blown away. And she's been such a great professional. My kids have had a chance to shake her hand, and she's just been such a great representative of the Lynx. Like we've had so many. We've been so lucky with Maya Moore, Simone, Lindsay. It's just good. The list goes on. It's incredible who they've had here, and so it's just fun to be able to have another one. And I think from a teammate perspective, is you want her to go out on the right foot. You really want her to have the opportunity to kind of be celebrated. And I hope the season continues to turn. I think it will. There's a lot of leaders there, including her, and I think they'll send her off the right foot.
Is there kind of a need to, you mentioned the turnaround, because right now as we record this program, Lynx are at the 3-win mark. Do they need to turn this around quick in the next few weeks here?
I think so. Like anything, the season gets long. It's hard. It's a grind. And I think when you get too far down, too far behind, it just gets so hard to right that ship. And we've all, myself, unfortunately, been a part of many seasons like that. The time is now. The time is certainly now. You have a couple weeks here to turn it, and if not, it could be a long one.
We will talk one more segment. We're going to go back outdoors, and we're going to go outdoors here in Hutchinson, and we're talking about Chad's camp coming up right here on the MN Scorefeed Blitz. Welcome back here on KDUZ in the MN Scorefeed Blitz. I'm Joel. That's Chad Greenway, former Minnesota Vikings linebacker, and he's coming to Hutchinson in just a few weeks. About if I look at a calendar here, about 6 or 7 weeks away, right, Chad?
Yeah, I'll be back out there again. One of my favorite days of the summer every year. It's been amazing what we've been able to accomplish out there. Love the city of Hutchinson, and we'll be back out there for our camp. So Couldn't be more excited again. The support we've gotten from the community has been unreal over the years. You've had a firsthand chance to see a lot. Joel always supporting us and giving us a lot of publicity, and just really appreciate everything from that community.
July 29th is the camp, and I know there's a cap on how many campers you can have there. So how is registration going, and what can folks expect from that camp that day?
Yeah, registration's going really well. I mean, you can imagine, over the years we've had so many people that have come back year after year after year and supported us. So a lot of those folks, as soon as registration comes live, they go get it right away and they jump on it. And what's so unique about last year is we had a group from North Minneapolis, the Hospitality House, that we brought out via a bus. It was just a great way to kind of connect Hutchinson and our camp to another community that loves football and has a history of unbelievable football and athletes in North Minneapolis. Just a real extension for us. That's been a blessing, and we anticipate that bus load to get a lot bigger this year. So hope is it'll be a great year. It looks like it will be, and we can't wait for it to happen.
And one thing that I've liked, and I've talked about this before on the program, is that it's not just football. I mean, yes, you're going to teach them football, offense, defense. There's some skill stuff there, but it's off-field stuff too, because football, you play for about 2 hours, and then you're on the real world for the rest of that time. So you need real-world skills. Yeah,
it's funny. When we started the camp, this is a football camp and a sports camp, and actually the original one was a football and basketball camp. And now it's almost like with the city of Hutchinson and how many great basketball players and hoopers there are out there. It's almost like we should bring that back and rekindle that fire. But this is not. It's a sports camp in the lamest way you can describe it. This is a character camp. This is a character builder. This is an opportunity for kids to come out and lean on each other and learn something from each other. Gain new relationships, build character, find a new path and a way to think. And that, to me, is probably the thing I'm most proud of with this camp, is just what we've been able to accomplish and the way we look at it, right? This theme this year is family. This has been a kind of an extended family for me for a number of years. The folks that have supported this thing just come back year after year. What Coach Harley's done, Chad Harlander's done, is amazing. The love that community has for him, so many businesses, too many to name, that have helped us over the years, that have supported this. That in these dollars, every one of these dollars we raise, if you go on there, we do offer scholarships, but there is a cost for the camp. But every dollar, every one of them goes back into Hutchinson, whether it be the Hutchinson High School, whether it be the Reach Camp that's in Hutch, or whether it be other programs that we're running there. Every dollar stays in that community, and that's something that will never change as long as I'm in charge. So every dollar is being raised, going right back to them, and we're so happy to be out there again.
If folks are interested in more information, or if they like to register, where is the best place to go for that?
Yeah, chadgreenway.org. Go to our foundation website. You can find the Reach link there. You click on it, register, and away you go. It's that simple.
Sounds good, Chad. We'll chat again next time.
You bet. Thanks a lot, Joel. See ya.
Thank you. Vikings linebacker Chad Greenway and the MN Scorefeed Blitz.